Hello, I'm Bruce Hamill, and welcome to the stunning city of St. Petersburg. Often called Russia's crown jewel, few places in modern-day Russia are so intrinsically linked to the country's history. Founded in 1703, Peter the Great called it his window to Europe and made his city the capital of Russia. This thriving metropolis has indeed a very distinctive European feel, and people often refer to it as the Venice of the North. In 1924, St. Petersburg, city of the Tsars, was renamed Leningrad to honor the leader of the Bolshevik Revolution, but returned to its original name after the fall of the Soviet Union. Nowadays, Moscow is of course Russia's capital once again, but undoubtedly St. Petersburg remains Russia's cultural capital. The city is scattered with theatres, museums and music venues, and it seems more than fitting that this musical city should host this year's IDSF European Standard Championship. The venue is the stunning Ice Palace, which was built for the Ice Hockey World Championships in 2000. Well, backstage, things in the locker rooms are in full swing as the dancers are getting ready for the final rounds of the evening. The European Championship is a big event on the dancing schedule, and good preparation both physically and mentally is vital in order to look effortless on the dance floor. It's what often sets the top couples apart from the rest of the pack, the determination and the willingness to work hard to achieve success.
We try to prepare best we can for the important competitions, and all the time we try to make a stronger in the sense prepare more for the important competitions.
We had a squad training a camp in Germany, and we've been preparing especially for Europeans and for Blackpool with our national coach, and also we've been to London last week, and we just came from London and we will go back to London as well.
Running and also practice, very good practice, always every day, and also dance all day.
Italy has some of the finest ballroom dancers in Europe, so despite the absence of Paolo Bosco and Silvia Piton, Italy's number 2 couple, they're not short of talent to fill the spot. Andrea Ghigiarelli and Sara Andracchio are dancing in their first European Championship, and understandably they're over the moon.
We are very happy.
And feeling it is good?
Yes, and we are very exciting because it's the first time, so it's a new experience.
Russia's Maxim Kotlov and Elena Uspenskaya are hoping for a good finish with a little support from an enthusiastic home crowd.
It's a very difficult question. I think it all depends on the way we're dancing today, and of course the crowd can help us to do better maybe than we are usually doing on the different other competitions. We expect a lot of people to be here, and probably that will really help us.
Domenico Suale and Gioia Cerasoli are the undisputed number 1 couple, and few doubt that they're the ones to beat tonight. So, is the pressure on?
There are always good couples, and this is the good part of it. To win with good couples, it's the best thing, I think. And so we are used to this because it's many years that we are competing with strong couples. So it becomes something that is natural to do a competition with very strong couples. So there is always pressure, but the pressure is most of all with yourself to try to do the best you can do.
30 countries have entered 53 couples for tonight's event. From Norway to Spain, Ireland to Azerbaijan. They come from every corner of the continent. In each round, they'll have to dance the 5 classic standard dances: waltz, tango, Viennese waltz, slow foxtrot and quickstep. So there's much to look forward to. We'll join the competition for the last 2 rounds of the evening. So let's take a look first at the couples who made the semi-final. There are the strong Lithuanians Bizokas Daniute, Germany's Kholer and Ferruggia, the Russians Kuthepov and Oxengoit, and Trapez and Nigro from Slovenia, the Danes Valeri and Kehlet, and needless to say Suale and Cerasoli from Italy. Also through the 2 Polish couples, Russia's Kotlov and Uspenskaya, the other Italian couple, the Karabeys from Germany, and also through the couple from Latvia. So on to the first heat of the semi-final, the waltz. Joining me for this evening's entertainment are former world professional 10 dance champion Alison Fulham and former world professional ballroom champion Michael Barr. And first up is the Russian couple Kuthepov and Oxengoit.
Yeah, so they're settling in now for the first dance of the semi-final, trying to impress. Nice standing spin here. Good view of their feet.
The music's actually quite slow, which will give the couples a good chance to use their feet and ankles and move slowly from foot to foot.
It's the Polish couple here, dancing lovely. Nice and slow, aren't they, Michael?
Yeah, very good style.
Beautiful line, called a throwaway oversway.
Well, now we can take a look at the other Russian couple in this semi-final. That's Maxim Kotlov and Elena Uspenskaya.
Well, they'll of course be hoping to make tonight's final, as they are the #1 couple from Russia.
So that's Heat 1. On to Heat 2 of the waltz, and first up here are the favourites from Italy, Domenico Suale and Gioia Cerasoli. Now, Michael, they are the favourites, but they've still got it all to do, haven't they?
Absolutely. The competition will be very strong tonight. There are many talented couples, so they've still got the competition to win.
Well, we can take a look at some of that competition now. That's Latvia's Valdis Skutans and Laura Kosite. And this is their first European semi-final. Do you think they'll have first night nerves, Alison?
No, I just think they'll just be excited to make the semi-final, representing their country, to make the European semi great. And here's the Slovenian couple, beautiful, elegant couple here.
Yes, that's Domen Trapez and Monica Nigro.
Dancing very well, aren't they, Michael?
Yes, they seem to be dancing in a nice controlled way. A little bit of tension showing through the upper body. I must say the floor looks rather crowded. Could probably do with a bit more space.
Well, an impressive start, standards as high as ever. What will the judges have made of that, I wonder? The next dance is the tango, and again we start with Heat 1 of the semi-final. Now, Michael, just enlighten us, what are the judges looking for here?
Well, they'll be looking for a wonderful expression of the tango music, which is passionate, powerful music. You'll notice the staccato movements there from Gioia and Domenico. Right in the music.
And a look now at Germany's Claudia Kholer and Benedetto Ferruggia. How do they compare?
Well, this is a very good dance for them, I would say. They seem to feel the music wonderfully well. Very sharp movements followed by slow movements. A quick turn and back to promenade position.
They're working the edges of the floor a lot, aren't they? Is that so the judges get a really good look at them?
Well, no, it's just a good idea to be where the other couples are not, in order to be seen to the best advantage. It's called floorcraft.
The crowd showing their appreciation of the tango. And next up, Heat 2 of the same dance.
So here's the brother and sister, Karabey from Germany. Now the second couple from Italy.
Yes, these are the first-time semi-finalists, Andrea Ghigiarelli and Sara Andracchio. They also dance Latin and 10 dance, but I gather their strength really is standard.
Oh yes, they are really predominantly standard dancers. They should be hoping for the final. They're a good quality couple. And here we have the second Russian couple.
Very strong dancing from couple number 29. That's Linas and Dorota.
It's a very good semi-final.
Karabey again.
Well, once again, the judges making their minds up on that. And after the tango, we have another change in tempo. It's the Viennese waltz. And again, as ever, starting off with heat 1. And straight away, we get a chance to see one of the top couples. That's Arunas, Bizokas and Edita Daniute. They're from Lithuania. What do we know about them?
Well, they're a wonderfully elegant couple. Wonderful God-given looks for dancers. And they will be challenging hard tonight, hoping to win.
And this is one of the two Polish couples, Valdis Skutans and Laura Kosite.
Yeah, I think a great talent for the future, this pair, developing rather quickly.
They always catch my eye, this Polish couple, in
Yeah,
a
good
competition.
posture, good dancing.
Well, no time wasted. It's straight on with the second heat of the Viennese waltz. And Michael, I've got a very obvious question for you. What is the difference between this and the slow waltz?
Well, about 30 bars a minute, Bruce, because English waltz is at 30 bars a minute, and this is at 60 bars a minute, so a much faster dance. Rotary is a rotary waltz, whereas the English waltz is a diagonal waltz. And you'll notice that the steps that the couples can dance are strictly limited. So it's a lovely, pure dance in that sense. It cannot be over-choreographed. So judged purely on the quality of the swing, sway, and the way the couples move around the floor.
Good, thanks for that. That's great. Now we know what to look out for. And we're looking now at the other couple from Poland. That's Linas, Koreiva and Dorota Makar. So that's the Viennese waltz. Next, it's the slow foxtrot. Heat 1 coming up, and again, a very different dance to the previous one.
Well, here, of course, we're looking for smooth, continuous movement across the floor. We want to see the bodies moving in perfect harmony, seamless weight changes, completely in harmony with each other and the music. A very difficult thing to achieve, in fact. Reverse wave, back feather, very difficult figure, seemingly simple, but difficult to produce with continuity.
I must say, the sides of the floor, the edges, seem very dark. The couples will have to stay in the middle of the floor here, I think.
Well, the crowd's still enjoying themselves, and we move on now to heat 2 of the slow fox. It is gloomy, isn't it?
It does seem very
Maybe
dark
they're more used
here.
to lighting ice hockey. Well, here's a couple we haven't seen much of yet. That's the Danes, Emanuel, Valeri and Tania, Kehlet.
Yeah, a very attractive couple. He, of course, is Italian. The young lady is Danish. They dance for Denmark. But they're a good talent for the future, I think. Quite stylish.
Very consistent. Their performances are always good.
Yes. Beautiful hover with great control into a three-step. No, checked. And then a three-step. And a same foot lunge to conclude.
Well, we've come to the last dance of the semi-final, and we're taking the tempo up a notch with the quick step and heat one. Now, they know it's the last dance of the semi-final. Is the pressure on now? Do they think that maybe this is the point at which they can just catch up a little bit, or maybe, you know, consolidate their position?
Well, of course, mathematically, each dance is worth 20% of the marks. But, yeah, final dance might be the clincher for any particular couple. I think as far as their mental state is concerned, they're concentrating on the dance itself rather than worrying about marks, you know.
But we should just point out, in fact, that they don't know how the scores are going, do
absolutely
they? They're completely
so.
clueless.
Yeah, absolutely so. And that is, in my opinion, a very good thing, because it's quite enough to get on with the dancing without worrying too much about. Let the adjudicators get on with their job and get on with the dancing is the best.
Everybody swinging with the brown derby chicks. We do the jump, we do the jump. Everybody do the jump, do the jump.
Well, in a moment, the competition will be over for 6 couples as they go home, while 6 will go through to the final. But before that, let's watch the final dance of this semi, and that's the quick step heat 2. Well, that's the German couple, Claudia Kholer and Benedetto Ferruggia. But of course, as you might gather from the name, in fact, he is Italian, and we've got a tremendous number of Italians out there tonight, haven't we?
Yes, there's a lot of split of partnerships. The Slovenian there, Monica, she's Italian. Yeah, we have a few there. I think there's just so many couples and dancers in Italy. It's very popular, and they've got such talent that these girls and boys get snapped up by other countries, fortunately for them. Couple showing good stamina. They train hard for this.
It is physically very demanding, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think that semi-final just flew by. It was good, wasn't it? Well, just to remind you, only 6 pairs can go through to the final, and while the judges decide who those 6 are going to be, we've got a chance to take a closer look at one of the German couples. Over the years, ballroom dancing has produced a whole array of promising new couples, but they don't always come as exciting as in the pairing of Claudia Kholer and Benedetto Ferruggia. Every spring, some of the best dancers in the world travel to London to work with some of the best coaches as preparation for the big competitions ahead. Well, Claudia and Benedetto regularly make their way to Streatham in South London, where the great Bill Irvin runs his famous dance studio.
We come to London because we take our private lesson with the best teacher in the world.
It's coaches like Bill Irvin that have turned London into the mecca of ballroom dancing. Bill and his partner Bobby, who sadly passed away last year, won 13 world titles, making them icons of modern ballroom dancing. Now nearly 80, Bill continues to pass on his knowledge and experience to a new generation of dancers. It's his simple and precise teaching methods that make them come back for more.
Bill is a special person because he gives you very simple, basic principles where you understand and then you can apply whatever you want.
Bill actually is working mainly about balance and about the posture. So he studies very clearly anatomic, and so he can see very clearly in the structure of your body if the body is function or not. And for example, this morning he put us in a very good frame, very good position that is very clear and everybody can read, which is the look of the champion, which he always told us.
Both Claudia and Benedetto already worked with Bill with their previous partners. They started dancing together last year, and from the first step they knew they'd found the right partner. This chemistry and their continued work with Bill paid off pretty quickly. From their first outing as a couple, this pair made the world go round, and they're destined to make headlines. They made the final in the first event they entered after just 4 weeks of practice. In each other, they've found the partner they've been looking for. Someone to connect with and someone to share the same goals with.
I never felt as good as with Claudia, really, with the other partners. That's why now I decide to dance with her, and I will keep her for the rest of my career.
Benedetto is a very natural and musical dancer.
I feel that she is very stronger, which Italian man likes.
The Italians are well known for his passion, and he's very emotional, and this is what you can feel in the partnership and what you can see in the dancing.
At the same time, she's also very sexy. So this is what I like. So nice.
Time flies. Claudia and Benedetto have now been together for over a year. Their record is quite impressive already and clearly bound to improve further. This year alone, they made the final in every event they entered and won 4 times. From the moment they met, they knew they wanted the same things.
The first thing is you feel straight away if it's fitting or not in the body, if you are a high-level dancer. And we both already was high-level dancer, and now we meet also the right person who want to practice. This is very important. Who have the same ideas of the dancing, and who want to to work and to get success.
Our object is to make through the mechanic of the body, make everything quite perfect. And at the same time, we try to express that figure, that action, that program with our feeling and with our idea. And we try to express it as good as we can.
Look out for these two. Well, back at the Ice Palace in St. Petersburg, the results for the final are being posted up, and of course it's the moment of joy or agony for the dancers. The surprise finalists in their first ever European Championship are the Italians Andrea Ghigiarelli and Sara Andracchio. They're clearly very happy, and quite rightly so. Congratulations to both of them. The Lithuanians were sure they were going to make the final. They wonder more if they can finally seize the chance to beat Italy's Suale and Ceresole.
Well, the feeling is quite good. We feel we dance quite well, so there's nothing really we can do about it anymore. So our job is to dance well, and then we'll see. Maybe we need some luck one day.
We're gonna put some pressure on him, and I hope we can win. Yeah, we are very positive, and we hope we can do it tonight.
So let's see who has made the final. The Lithuanians, who are determined to take over the top spot. Both German couples are through, Kholer and Ferruggia, and siblings Sasha and Natasha Karabey. Defending champions Suali and Cerasoli, fellow countrymen Ghigiarelli and Andracchio, and finally, representing the home nation, Russia's very own Kotlov and Uspenskaya. Well, the order of dancers in tonight's final is Foxtrot, Waltz, Tango, Viennese and Quickstep. Both Foxtrot and Quickstep are danced as a solo and a group effort. It's a good opportunity for the judges to mark couples individually and then compare them to each other. First up, the Italians Andrea Ghigiarelli and Sara Andracchio. It's their first European final. Well, they're nervous, they're excited, probably a bit of both.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're beaming, aren't they? But so confident. I mean, they've made good big finals before, so they're an experienced couple. Lovely footwork there. Big movers, aren't they, these two, Michael?
Yes, I think the strength is probably, as you said earlier, in their footwork. If you want to dance well, you have to have very good feet and legs, basically. Everything is built on that foundation.
So the Italians have made their start with their first solo dance. And up next we have the Germans, Claudia Kholer and Benedetto Ferruggia. Now these two have looked very confident all evening.
Yeah, seem to be dancing very well tonight, I thought.
Very stylish. Even the way they walk on, look at each other here. You're interested in even before they start. Beautiful slowness, control. Like you said, Michael, gorgeous use of feet there. Makes all that work.
Yes, it's only possible to move in this kind of way with great feet and ankles.
Nice readable choreography as well.
How can I tell her I love her? Yes.
Well, Claudia and Benedetto tend to be very popular with the crowds, but tonight no couple will be as popular as the next. Russia's Maxim Kotlov and Elena Uspenskaya. Now, is dancing in front of a home crowd an advantage, or is it more of a burden because of the expectation placed upon you? Discuss.
Well, I think that depends on your personal perception. They should be able to feed off of it a bit, I would think.
I'm not too keen on these backless dresses. I think it's a bit low. Don't really think it enhances the backline for the girls.
There's an interesting question there. I mean, how much attention do the female dancers put into the dress?
Huge amount.
Huge amount.
It's your individuality, your personality.
And it can make the difference between winning and losing, presumably, if you get it wrong.
If you feel good, you dance well, it's got to help you. They really enjoyed that though, didn't they?
They did. And so did the crowd, not surprisingly. Well, that's 3 solo dancers down and 3 more to come. Next, the defending champions Domenico Suale and Gioia Cerasoli. Now, what is it about this couple that sets them apart from the rest? Are they really as good as the results suggest?
Yes, I would say they are. There's not a huge gap between them and their closest rivals, but the man has outstanding foot and leg action, I would say, and they are generally improving their posture, particularly Gioia's posture's gradually improving, and therefore they now produce a good outline together with powerful musical movement. This is very difficult to beat. and the whole thing has a certain warmth brought about by their delightful personalities.
Yep. As Domenico and Gioia leave the floor, we finally get a chance to look at the Karabeys, who are up next. I felt we never really got to see them in the semi-final, just sort of accidentally really. They just didn't seem to be in the right place at the right time for the camera. And that's a shame, because this brother and sister pairing, they're terrific, aren't they?
They are indeed, and could well be seen to their best advantage in this dance, actually, the slow foxtrot. Tall, elegant, classic style, I would say.
Whether near to me or far, it's no matter, darling, where you are, I think of you night and day.
So they'll be hoping for top honours as well. They're really challenging.
Yes, they've done rather well over the last season, and they'll be hoping to move on from what they've already achieved.
Follows wherever I go. In the roaring traffic's boom.
Yeah, very good. And a good reception from the crowd. Well, on to the last foxtrot solo of the evening with Arunas, Bizokas and Edita Daniute from Lithuania.
Not the greatest choice of music, not their fault, of course.
It's been interesting, hasn't it? The choice of music.
Yeah, this is a bit, I think NAF comes to mind.
Twee, isn't it? They're so elegant, aren't they? It's a shame.
Yeah, great dancing, but well, they'll cope with anything.
Ask the local gentry, and they will say it's elementary. Try to separate them. It's
Very stylish foxtrot. They always give it their own personality, with, of course, that elegance that they have.
To this conclusion.
Oh, look, they've certainly impressed one young fan. Very nice. Gets to meet his heroes. Well, that's the solos over, but we've a chance now for the couples to shine in the group foxtrot. And I always make this point when I'm doing these programs. This really is a different kind of dancing, isn't it? They are getting a chance now to, more for the judges, to compare and contrast,
yes,
to reinforce what they perhaps have already
Yes,
concluded.
Bruce, it's an essential part of dance competitions that the couples are on the floor simultaneously, because only then can one really judge the difference in quality and musical expression, one couple to the other. To carry that in one's mind from minute to minute, much more difficult. The direct comparison is what one needs as an adjudicator. Very important.
The combination of the two is fantastic.
Anywhere you wander, anywhere you go, every day remember how I love you so.
So there we are, the end of the foxtrot, and time for us to take a look at what the judges made of it. At first sight, no big surprises. The Italians take the initiative and win the first dance comfortably. The only hiccup, a 4 from the Austrian judge. So they're 1 up on the Lithuanians. The Karabeys come third, in fourth Kholer and Ferruggia, just ahead of the Russians. The Italians in sixth, marginally missing out on a better place. So on to the next dance, which is the waltz.
Lots of different styles here, isn't it, Michael, with all these couples?
That's true, yes. They each are expressing the dance in their own particular ways.
and I will write you a song.
In general, the overall choreography of
Come away with
the waltz, I think, is quite good. Not over choreographed.
Yeah, it's been a trend for a while, so it's nice to see.
Yes, I think we're coming back from the worst excesses of choreography.
Yes, you made that point earlier, didn't you? That this is essentially a simple dance and better for being so.
Yeah, well, if it's over choreographed, sometimes there isn't a chance to see the basic 1, 2, 3 rhythm. If we constantly have 1 and 2 and 3, and the dance looks rushed and hurried.
Great stuff. Well, let's see how the dancers get judged for their waltz. Suali and Ceresoli win this dance again, ahead of the Lithuanians. The Austrian judge still not impressed with their performance. The Karabeys take a comfortable third. Ferruggia and Kholer again in fourth, but the Italians beat the Russians with their waltz and move past them into fifth. Well, now time to up the tempo with the tango. And if the Lithuanians want to have a chance to win the title, they need to dance a top tango here.
And here they are trying to do just exactly that. Quick turning movements. And Gioia and Domenico, we see them in direct comparison. The Russian couple seem to be struggling just a little now.
We've really got to try and keep the pressure on after winning, beating the Italian in that last dance. I'm not sure if they're going to do it in this one.
No, I feel probably not.
They've lost their contact a little bit here.
Yes, I think the young lady has to work on posture.
Well, that could be a decisive dance in the championship, so let's take a look at what the judges make of it. The Italians win this dance as well, leaving the Lithuanians trailing behind, probably for good now. And again, we have the Karabeys in third. In the bottom half, things remain the same as well. The Germans in fourth, and the Italians again ahead of the Russians with their tango. And time now for the Viennese waltz.
This is a good dance for Sasha and Natasha in Germany.
Well, here we can see the direct comparison of the quality of the movement of those three couples who were in shot. Moving directly to Arunas and Edita, who are doing that stationary spin, the flexural. Karabey's doing the same movement. Domenico and Gioia just seem to be very controlled tonight.
Waltzing away with it, you might say. Sorry about
Exactly.
that. Anyway, another big hand for the Viennese, and again some very accomplished performances. Now for the marks. Well, it's another dance to Suali and Ceresoli. Bizokas and Daniute lose out to the Karabeys, who take second. Results in the bottom half are quite different as well. The Russians swap places with Ferruggia and Kholer, finishing fourth in the Viennese, Italy again in fifth. Well, as we've noted already, time flies, and it's the last dance of the evening, the quick step, and first up in the solo effort are the Russian home favourites.
I think they've really enjoyed this final, having their home crowd on their side.
Yeah, I'm sure they have.
This is a better dance for them. I prefer this than the tango.
Yes, they're quite together now, aren't they?
Well, the Russians still have a chance of finishing 5th after their strong performance in the Viennese waltz. It'll all depend on whether the Italians, who are up next, can beat them in the quick step.
He has such a big shape, doesn't he? Big frame.
Yeah, it just needs to, yes, if he could sort that hold out, it would obviously be much better. But they dance nicely together. Good feet again. Lots of spring in his feet and legs, enabling them to dance together in harmony with the music.
I think she sometimes looks a little bit set, a little bit stiff for me. He's enjoying this step.
Excellent. Well enjoyed, I think, by the audience and the dancers. Next up, the Germans.
So musical.
Yes, they look to be one of the couples that are actually dancing above themselves. One or two have struggled, I feel, with the rather limited floor space, whereas they really do seem to have danced above themselves.
Claudia.
Together, light, musical.
Claudia is such a good foil for him. She seems to respond to everything he does in a very natural posture.
Yeah, we noted in that little film we did about them that they do seem made for each other, don't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, Claudia Kholer and Benedetto Ferruggia. They look like they're thoroughly enjoying dancing in this final. Up next, Lithuania, and for them, a last chance to snatch at least one dance from Suali and Cerasoli. Can they do it?
They're great quick steppers. Together their feet are here.
Yes, the choreography here is good. It's a good mix of different kinds of ideas. Not necessarily easy to do.
Well, two more solos to go before the final group dance, and as Lithuania leave the dance floor, Germany's Sasha and Natasha Karabey are up next. And we've enjoyed watching them tonight, haven't we?
Well, we've not seen a lot of them, have we, unfortunately.
Well, they've got the spotlight on them now.
Yes.
So together here. Look at their body connection.
Yeah, this is good dancing.
They're stepping up their performance every competition I see them. Really definitely putting the pressure on now.
Brother and sister from Germany, the Karabeys. Well, up next, Domenico and Gioia. The quick step is their signature dance and certainly very popular with crowds wherever they perform.
So here they go with their famous little jump. So many couples now are copying that.
Yeah.
Not your
Sure.
favourite, Michael, is it?
No, it's a cliche, isn't it? But lovely light dancing, beautiful feet and ankles together.
They've danced superb tonight.
I think so, and they're not very easy conditions. You can see the space is limited. And they've had to defend, so not always the easiest thing to do. But they've danced very well.
So there we go. That's the defending champions taking their bow. And that was the last of the solo dancers. As the couples take to the floor one last time for the group quick step.
Well, this will call for some good floor craft to have 6 couples flying around the floor, managing to avoid each other in a reasonably limited space. So we'll see how they get on. Really is very skillful to be able to change direction, stop, move off in another direction, making the whole thing look easy.
Yeah, completely different disciplines doing it solo.
Oh yes, this is what ballroom dancing competitions are all about, whizzing in and out the other couples.
Well, fantastic final. Well done to them all.
Yeah, they're getting a great round of applause, and they deserve it. And he's never seen anything like it before. It was ice hockey last time he worked. Yeah, showing their appreciation. So it's all over, and it's certainly been an enjoyable evening. The atmosphere was fantastic, and all in all, it's been a terrific final here in St. Petersburg. And here are the final set of marks. It's the Italians who clinch it, a clear result. They get 8 first places from the judges. The Lithuanians firmly placed in second, and Claudia and Benedetto take third in this dance. The Karabeys, though, can only finish 4th in the quick step, while the Russians can't make any ground on the Italians, who take 5th. And that takes us on to the overall placings.
On the 6th position, couple Maxim.
So in the end, the Russians did only manage 6th place, possibly a little disappointing for them at home.
Yes, I guess they may have hoped for better.
This was good, though, wasn't it? They'll be pleased with this 5th place in their first.
Oh, delighted! His first
absolutely.
European
Yeah,
final.
sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
And well deserved, I would say.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
On the 4th place is couple from Germany.
Yeah, they did their best tonight. They were really very good to look at, but possibly just not quite good enough yet.
Great couple for the future. Watch
Yeah.
this space.
Yeah.
On the 3rd place,
Well, so on to the top 3, and there weren't really any surprises.
Germany. Sasha, Karabey, Natasha.
In 3rd place, it was the Karabeys.
Beautiful, elegant dancing. The top 3 couples, in fact, all superb performers.
And on the 2nd place of this final,
Yeah, and second went to the Lithuanians. They did very well, just not quite well enough.
Yeah, they'll be slightly disappointed not to have been much closer to the eventual winners, but they'll live to fight another day.
And no doubt about the winners, it was, of course, this pair from Italy.
I think they were certainly on form tonight. I mean, they were a tough to beat tonight. They consistent, great performance.
Yes, they defended well, very well indeed.
Taking the applause from the crowd, who have enjoyed themselves tremendously. No doubt about who she was supporting, and it wasn't the football team. Gioia Ceresoli, Domenico Suale, as you can see, the 2005 IDSF European Standard Champions. Well deserved, no doubt at all about their performance tonight. And as tradition demands, they start the honor dance.
We were very happy today with our performance since the beginning actually, and we felt better and better throughout the competition, and after the final we were happy about our dancing. This is very important for us.
We do some party with some friends, so we always celebrate the most important competition.
We try to take every chance to make a party. This is one.
Well, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we and the dancers have. And with Domenico and Gioia heading for their party to celebrate their second European title, from Alison Fulham, Michael Barr and me, Bruce Hamill, it's goodbye from St. Petersburg.